From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Good morning. I'm Leanne Potter. I direct educational outreach here at the Library of Congress, and I am so happy that all of you are here for this really terrific event. How many of you, and I'm going to ask you guys to dim that light for just a second so I can see a raise of hands. How many of you have ever tried something new? Yeah, I kind of thought so. So, you know how when you try something new, you're really excited about it, and then sometimes you get a little bit scared about it? You know how that is? Yeah, well, that happens to all of us. And well, let me put it this way. When you're excited, and even when you're scared, it always helps to have somebody who is encouraging you and somebody who is as enthusiastic and as excited as you are about whatever that new thing is, you know? And here at the library, we've been trying a lot of new things lately. We want to make sure that everybody knows about this amazing library and its incredible collections and how much we can learn here at the library. And when I say we're trying a whole bunch of new things, new things like maybe, inviting a superstar wrestler actor to come and read a book. And fortunately for us, we have a librarian of Congress who shares our excitement and encourages and leads us with her energy and her enthusiasm. So I am really honored this morning to be the one who gets to introduce you to Dr. Carla Hayden, the 14th Librarian of Congress. She earned her PhD at the University of Chicago. She began her career as a children's librarian. She led the Pratt Library in Baltimore. She was the president of the American Library Association, and she is absolutely aware of the power of reading and the magic of a good story. Dr. Hayden.
I'm the one. So what an exciting day. You didn't know all that other stuff that she was saying when I was here, seeing how you all are. I am so excited because this is such a special program. So I'd like you, and I got a chance to meet a lot of you, and I'm supposed to stay here. It says, please hold your applause until I introduce all the schools. But let's see how that works. I do have to ask you, we have young people that are not here with us in Washington, D.C. So when we get to them, could you give them a big hand? Because from Washington, D.C., right here in the Coolidge Auditorium, we have students from Capitol Hill Montessori School. Bishop John T. Walker School for Boys. Plummer Elementary School. Uh-oh, the excitement is rising. Kimball Elementary School. Langdon Elementary School. Murray Elementary School. MYSA Micro School. And now you, right here in DC, we have to also welcome, and we have students from the Langley School in McLean. Yay! And we have students, like I told you, from across the country who are watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. So, let's give a big Washington, D.C., McLean, Virginia welcome to the Calverton School in Huntington, Maryland. We love you. The Teignmouth Elementary School in Teignmouth, Vermont. And the John Dawes School in Englishtown, New Jersey. So welcome all of you. As you can imagine, it's an exciting day here at the Library of Congress, and we have some more events in the next few days that you might want to think about. On Friday at 10:30, I'm doing a special story time with the one and only Paddington Bear. He will be here in person or in Bear, taking pictures with children that will be there. And on Wednesday, next Wednesday at 11 a.m., we're going to have a holiday story time in the Great Hall, and we will have a menorah, and we're just going to have a good time. So we hope that you will join us. Now, today, wow. In September 1936, the Viking Press published The Story of Ferdinand, written by Munro Leaf and illustrated by Robert Lawson. And this book became so popular that by 1938, it was already in its 11th printing. And today, as I mentioned a little earlier, we have the son of Mr. Leaf, Andy Leaf. So let's give him a welcome again. And as I think you know, later this month, 20th Century Fox will be releasing a feature-length animated film based on the book. And the person who is joining us today, actor and wrestling superstar, Mr. John Cena, will be the voice of Ferdinand. And today, yes, today, and as soon as I leave, and I'm sure you're ready, he will read the book, and he's going to talk to us a bit, and you'll have a chance to ask him questions. So, as he reads, you'll see the pages of the book, not just the pages of any copy of the book, but the pages from the original 1936 edition, the actual one that was submitted to the Library of Congress to have a copyright, and it's right here. You probably know the Story of Ferdinand has been translated into more than 16 languages and is included in Time Magazine's 100 Best Children's Books of All Time. So, it reminds us that the best version of yourself means helping others. And that's something that our special guest today, Mr. John Cena, does all the time. He's actually set the record for Make-A-Wish granting with over 500 wishes. So please join me in welcoming 16-time world champion wrestler, 5-time U.S. champion wrestler, record-setting Make-A-Wish granter, star of blockbuster movies, the man you're here to see, Mr. John Cena.
Wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. Wow! Look at this place. Thank you very much. What a special day. I'm going to put my 1938 edition Ferdinand next to the first print 1936 edition. We're going to look at the 1936 edition, but not touch it. It was very, very delicate and very important, and the people from the Library of Congress were very thorough in saying, like, hey, don't touch the first book. So I'm going to oblige their wishes, and we're going to do this thing. I'm very, very excited to be here today. I'd like to first thank the Leaf family for allowing me to be part of something like this, because certainly without the creation of the Story of Ferdinand, I wouldn't be here reading to you today. So it's a great honor, and I'm very grateful to be chosen as Ferdinand for the movie that's coming out. But it all starts with the very famous story. This story has a very important and a very powerful message, and the book has been in publication for over 80 years now. That means this book is twice as old as I am. But I think the reason that the message continually gets sent and absorbed year after year is because it's very easy to digest. Ferdinand is such a large bull that people think he's one thing, but the advent of him loving flowers humanizes him, and you realize that what you see isn't always what you get. It's a very important story, and certainly a story that's close to my heart, as the life that you see that I live on WWE television mirrors kind of the story of Ferdinand. I go through a lot of pressure every day to change who I am, and there's a lot of folks using some negative influence out there to try to make me change my values. But it just makes me stand up and be proud of who I am and be proud of those values, and not change to try to please someone else, just be proud of who I am. So with that said, we got an excellent story today. I'm gonna read, and they said I was gonna talk after I read, but I've already switched it up. I've already talked because I want you to have as much time as you can for questions afterwards. So I look forward to hearing from you after we hear from this. Shall we? The Story of Ferdinand. This is my loan agreement from the Library of Congress. I promise to return this book. The penalty is quite heavy. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with run, jump, and butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome and all by himself. "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls? Skip and butt your head," she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can just sit quietly and smell the flowers." His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and very strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to just sit quietly under the cork tree, smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around, snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce, and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting in the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that's exactly what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, did it hurt! Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing on the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one bull for the fights in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. And what a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing. All the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the bandoleros, with long, sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick the bull and make him even madder. Then came the Matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the Matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran into the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down and quietly smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. The bandoleros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the Matador was so mad that he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly, and he is very happy. The end. What a cool story, and what an important message. Being different's okay. We're not all alike, and we should be proud that even if you look around in this audience, we're all different. And we should be okay being different. Because even if you're different like Ferdinand and you like to smell the flowers, as long as you're happy, that's cool. Thank you guys for listening to a wonderful story. And if you guys have any questions for me, now's the time. So fire away. Ooh, lots of questions. This is excellent.
Okay, guys, the way we're going to do the questions is I have 4 colleagues that are stationed. Right over here is Abby, over here is Catherine, over here is Sasha, and I've got a mic. So we're going to sort of work the room. I'll start with the first question down here, and then I'm going to throw it over there to Abby, and then we're going to just make a big old circle, okay? So how about you right here? And I'm not going to hand you the mic. I'm going to hold it. I need you to speak really clearly. And the deal here is we're asking questions. Okay? So you can't just say, oh, I love you. Or you can't do that, okay? It's got to be questions, all right? Okay.
All righty, here we go.
Stand up and you can say your name.
My name is Adrian. And can you tell me how you and Ferdinand connect?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So how do Ferdinand and I connect? Well, Ferdinand is misunderstood. People think because he looks some way that he should be something. And a lot of times in WWE, I'm very misunderstood. There's a lot of people out there chanting at the top of their lungs for me to do something that I really don't want to do. But just like Ferdinand, I make sure I stand proud of what I believe in, and I'm happy.
When you were born, did you want to do what Ferdinand did, or you wanted to be a wrestler?
Say again?
When you was first born, did you want to be a wrestler or just do what Ferdinand did?
That's a great question. So when I was first born, my eyes opened and I was like, what's going on? Wow, this place is weird and I can't even move my hands or hold my head up. I'm kidding. As a young person, I was very attracted and taken aback by WWE because I have an imagination just like all you guys. And man, these WWE wrestlers really spoke to my imagination. They were larger than life and doing these amazing things. And I said to myself, as a young person, one day I would really like to be a world champion. And here I am, a 16-time world champion. Now that does mean that I've lost it 16 times, but I've done okay.
What inspired you to be in this book?
Well, the story is very special. And it's been in publication for over 80 years. And I think when you read it, just like we all listened, even though sometimes the words can get old, it never gets misunderstood. And I think the message is really cool. And I was very happy to partner up with the folks making the movie. The animators that made the movie are very gifted. And once you guys see the movie, I think you're all going to agree. It was a great thing to be a part of. I think you guys are all going to enjoy it.
Before we go to my friend over here, I have a question from one of the kids in the school that's watching over live stream.
Oh, thank you guys on the internet. Hey.
The name of the student is Trevor. He's in 4th grade at the Calverton School in Huntington, Maryland. And his question is, Dear John Cena, why do you do what you do? Do you really enjoy it, or do you ever wish to do something else?
No, so this is a very important message from Ferdinand. And if I could leave you with one bit of information, I know we're going to talk a lot today, so sometimes your attention span is going to go away. You may want to look at your phone or something. Take this with you, I promise you. You got a long road ahead of each and every one of you out there. Make sure you do what you love. Because you asked if I would want to do anything else. No, I want to be right here, right now, with all of you, reading a wonderful story, preparing to release a wonderful movie to the world, and then hopefully, if I get what I want for Christmas, go back to my WWE family and do what I love. So it's okay through life. You're going to have pressures around you of people trying to make you do certain things. If you do what you love, you never call it work. Because right now we're having fun and it ain't work. So I'm doing exactly what I'd like to do. That's a great question.
My name is Mecca, and I wonder, do you like being in the ring?
Do I like being in the ring?
Yeah.
When I'm doing well. There are I mean, it's all so exciting that the crowd noise is fantastic and the lights are amazing and the fans are great. But there are those times when you, let's say, finish second place. And those are tough times. But it keeps you wanting to get better and come back for more.
I saw you had a question. Make sure to see.
I'm Jet, and one question, well, actually 2 questions.
Two-parter, excellent.
What was your favorite book as a kid?
What's that?
What was your favorite book as a kid?
My favorite book as a kid was called Cars and Trucks and Things That Go.
Wow.
I'll give you a spoiler alert onto why that was my favorite book. Because I love cars and trucks and things that go. Okay, second part.
And what was your favorite thing to do on SmackDown Live?
What's that?
What was your favorite thing to do on SmackDown Live?
Ooh, I think the easiest way to put that is be a part of SmackDown Live. Because folks like you are entertained by it. So thank you. 2 good questions.
Is it hard being a wrestler and being an actor at the same time?
No. Because you just get to be imaginative. You get to create and you get to have fun. And it's tough. It's a lot of hard work. But it's really fun to do both. Good question.
My name is Jemai, and I want to know when you start your career. Started your career.
I'm sorry, say again?
When did you start your career?
When did I start it? Well, I'll answer that question with a question. How old are you?
9.
Ooh, it might have been well before you were born. So it's been a while. I started my career in 2002 on television, so it's been about 15 years. Yeah. I see a lot of hands. This is great.
We have a question also from our friends who are watching remotely, and this one's from a 4th grader in Clarendon Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to the story as a child, and did you relate it to the then?
Well, as a child, I knew of the story, and growing up, I knew of the story, but amazingly enough, the first time I actually read the book from cover to cover was for this. And it was because I wanted to make sure it was really important to send the message of Ferdinand. So, like you guys, I'm being introduced to such a famous book, and I can see now why it's been around for so long and touched so many generations.
Did you like acting with people like Peyton Manning?
Well, I was very thankful that I didn't have to play football against Peyton Manning. But yes, he was very funny and goofy, and I thought he did an excellent job in the movie.
My name is Xavier. Was you ever scared when you first got in the ring?
Ooh, was I ever scared when I first got in the ring? I'm scared all the time. I was scared behind the door to come out and talk to you guys. But it's your ability to understand that you're doing something awesome, and you're gonna be nervous, and you're gonna doubt yourself at times, just like when I'm in the ring. But that's kind of what life is about. It's kind of overcoming your fears and being able to take chances to do some cool stuff. So yes, I was nervous. I'm always nervous, but I always do my best to just go out there anyway.
What was your favorite sport before a WWE?
What is my
favorite sport before the WWE?
Say again, I'm sorry?
What was your favorite sport before WWE?
Favorite sport before WWE? Well, I played football in high school, and I played football in college, so I'll have to say football.
My name is Kasaya, and I'm in 1st grade. Ferdinand likes to look at flowers. What do you like to do?
Say again?
My name is Kasaya, and I'm in 1st grade. Ferdinand likes to look at flowers. What do you like to do?
Ooh, okay. So, Ferdinand likes flowers. What do I like to do? I also like flowers. My favorite flower is the rose, and a little known fact about me. When sometimes I've had a stressful day or a stressful week, I actually like to sit and relax, and just like Ferdinand, smell the flowers.
We have another question from somebody who's watching live, and this
Sure.
time they're asking a question via Twitter. It's from somebody called @John Cena Cruz, so maybe they're a fan. If you were to do another animated movie, what character would you like to voice?
Oh, you know, the animated universe is great because you can start with nothing, or you can start with a short story and build a universe around it. So I guess it all depends on the powerful subject matter. This was easy. They asked me if I wanted to be Ferdinand, and I was in, because the subject matter is great, and I knew the people making the movie were great, so I knew they would create a wonderful universe. So I don't know. Well, hopefully I get to do it again. We'll see what happens.
My name is Maximo. Would you like to continue your wrestling streak or just smell the flowers?
Well, man, one is a little bit less physically demanding. So there are times when I'd rather smell the flowers, but I really do like being able to perform for audiences, as you can tell. I really enjoy being here with you guys, and there's nothing more exciting than being in the WWE ring. So I think I'm going to go with that one. These are all great questions, by the way.
Be sure to stand up and say your name.
My name is Nala. What is your favorite part in the story of Ferdinand?
Okay, that's a good question. I was peculiar why the 5 men had funny hats. Because if you look at the picture, they do have really, really funny hats. And in the story, I think that's a nice little detail that the men had funny hats. But my favorite part is when Ferdinand runs out into the middle of the arena and everybody thinks he's going to fight really fierce. And it's because he sees all the flowers and it reminds him of home. He sits down and is just enjoyably happy smelling the flowers.
What do people often think about you which is wrong?
Ooh, okay. That's a great question. What do people often think about me which is wrong? That I always kind of like to be what you see on television. I truly enjoy my time in the WWE, but I also enjoy a lot of other stuff. And even if some people think it doesn't make me look cool or seem tough, it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. So I guess people think I'm a big tough guy all the time, and that's wrong.
My name is Leela. I wanted to know how you think you would be the best part as Ferdinand and you two are so different.
Say again?
How would you think you were the best part as Ferdinand in the movie?
Ooh, okay. So this is going to sound weird. I think the best part in Ferdinand the movie is played by the calming goat. Now here I am, I'm Ferdinand, so I mean, this is great. But my favorite character, when you see the movie, is a calming goat named Lupe. And when Lupe shows up, you'll understand why. So that's my favorite character.
This is a question from Cameron, who's in the 5th grade at the Calverton School in Huntington.
Okay.
How would you explain why reading is so important for children?
Well, what a wonderful building to be in to answer that question. There is a small hallway with a tile fixture that is extremely small above one of the arches that in brilliantly laid tile simply says, knowledge is power. And that couldn't be more correct. And in a place with almost unlimited knowledge as the books keep pouring in and the materials keep pouring in, it's certainly important to be sharp and be educated because with knowledge comes power. So that is why reading is important.
My name is Emily, and how long was auditioning?
Whew. Man, it was tough. They had me talk a lot. And no, I'm just kidding. It was very, very fun because amazingly enough, the people that animate, the people that draw, they're like big kids. They're so fun to be around because they want to make these crazy things and these wild and imaginative things happen. So the audition was easy because I'm like a big kid too. So we just kind of hit it off. And we were like, well, so we're going to make this movie? And they're like, yeah, let's make this movie. And we did it.
Also, why did you want to be Ferdinand?
Well, I think Ferdinand's really cool because in the book, you can see that he doesn't want to do what the other bulls do. And there is some, like his mom worries about him a lot. But once she takes the time to talk with Ferdinand, she then is like, no, he's going to be okay. So I think it's really important that it's, even if you do something different that a ton of people don't do, even when they're pressuring you to do it, it doesn't mean you can't be happy. So I thought that was a pretty fun and important message to send.
My name is Alex, and who's your enemy in WWE?
Ooh. Well, there's an old saying that you're your own worst enemy. So it's probably me at sometimes. I don't really have any arch enemies, I would say. It's really just a very competitive environment where we all want to be champion. So I guess, when me giving you that answer, whoever is champion.
Who is your favorite wrestler? Oh, my name is Jaden, and who is your favorite wrestler in the WWE?
My favorite wrestler of all time? That's a good question. I know when I was your age, I really liked Hulk Hogan because I thought he was like larger than life and a superhero. Nowadays, this is gonna sound weird. I would say my favorite of all time is a tie between two people. One, Vince McMahon, because I think he's one of the greatest performers ever in WWE. Two, and I would say a tie, is The Rock. He's just got an electricity like no other. And the eyebrow thing, I can't do it.
Hi, my name's Naomi, and I wanted to ask, do you do your own stunts?
Do I do my own stunts? Actually, it's a very elaborate process when we film a WWE event that I do all the talkie-talkie, and then right when we have a chance to do action, we stop, and a guy who looks like me comes in and does my own stunts. It would be easier if we just did all, yes, I'd do my own stunts. I knew that one wasn't gonna hold up for more than 2 seconds.
A question from online from Summer, 4th grader in Clarendon Elementary. What do you imagine yourself doing in 10 years?
Oh, I just hope that I can continue to tell stories and actually call it work. This is the greatest thing to be able to do, to be able to work hard, but at the end of the day, do something that you love. So if 10 years from now I can continue to keep doing this, it's gonna be great, so hopefully I can.
My name is Charlotte, and my brother loves your stories.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. You know, it was about time we had a statement instead of a question, and that was a very good one. It was a very good one.
My name is Devin, and why did you quit WWE? Why did you quit WWE?
That's a good question. I don't know why anybody would quit WWE. I'm just gonna give you a little spoiler alert. I'm still there. So here's the thing, here's the lowdown. A very, very interesting question because I'm not there right now. So what happens is, so I got this full-time job with WWE. And then the phone rings and somebody's like, hey man, you want another job? And I say, well yeah, but like, I can't let this one go. And they're like, that's cool, just take a little break and then come back. I'm like, whoa, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm kind of doing 2 jobs at once.
Good question.
So, my name is Rashad. I was thinking, as soon as you were a kid, did you ever think you were going to make it in the WWE?
Not for a second. I looked at those WWE superstars and was like, man, there's no way I could ever do that. But that was when I was a little kid. I always kept it in my mind that if I worked hard, that maybe I'd have a chance. And when I got a chance, I wasn't a superstar overnight. It was I swung and missed a lot. But through hard work and not giving up, it took a very long time, but I eventually became a WWE superstar. But as a young kid, I didn't think I'd make it.
My name is Hannes, and I got a question. How do you make a connection with Ferdinand?
How do I make a connection with Ferdinand? Well, here's the cool thing about Ferdinand. I think everybody in this room can make a connection with Ferdinand because we all interact with a bunch of people every day. If you look around, we all can look around in the room and everybody's different. And at one point or another, probably everybody in this room has been misunderstood. And if you've been misunderstood for even 1 second, then whether you know it or not, you have a connection with Ferdinand.
This is a question from Devin, a 5th grader. What children's book did you enjoy as a child that touched your heart like Ferdinand?
Well, we've talked about the mechanical obsession that I had as a young kid. I'll even say again that aside from Cars and Trucks and Things That Go, I also gravitated towards a lot of the works of Dr. Seuss. I thought Dr. Seuss was a wonderful way of telling stories, and his worlds were so bizarre and imaginative that as a kid I really gravitated toward Dr. Seuss as well.
Hi, my name is Delaney. Do you know why they decided to film Ferdinand this year?
Why they decided to make Ferdinand this year? Well, believe it or not, the guy who directed Ferdinand, the studio that made Ferdinand, started on this movie in 2010, 7 years ago. So it took 7 years to make the movie. And why they waited till 2010, I have no idea. This is also a fact about the movie. It was an animated movie way back in the day. It was about 6 minutes long, and it was very, very well received. It won a bunch of awards. So I think maybe because it already was a shorter animated movie is why they waited so long to make it a big animated movie.
My name is Neani, and I want to know, do you think you would carry a legacy?
Do I think
you would carry a legacy?
Do I think I'll carry a legacy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's for you guys to decide. That's okay. Whether I do or not, I'm having a fun time and I'm doing what I enjoy, and that's most important.
My name is Kamani, and what's the hardest challenge or struggle you faced?
Not enough hours in the day. Like, I want to be able to do all this cool stuff, and then the day just runs out. So maybe if there was a little more time in the day, I could be able to do more fun stuff. But for the most part, it's all pretty cool. Just not enough time.
Hi, my name is Tyree. What do you practice at for WWE?
Well, practice at my trash talk. Keep that real sharp, just in case somebody trash talks against you. Practice on my fitness. Make sure I'm real strong, because sometimes you got to be strong. And one more thing, and this is something I practice on, and you guys can watch WWE and know that I'm not kidding. I practice on my tolerance, because the audience is everybody from around the world. And there are some groups of the audience that like me, and there are some groups of the audience that don't like me. And when those groups that don't like me yell really, really loud that I'm not any good, I don't turn around and say, hey, you can't say that, because they can say that. So it's actually, believe it or not, my time in the WWE has made me have a greater appreciation for all of you out there. So that's the thing I practice the most, is tolerance.
A question from Charlie, who's a 4th grader. How did you come up with the phrase, "you can't see me"?
Ooh, how did I come up with the phrase, "you can't see me"? So, I can't take credit for it. My youngest brother, Sean, who doesn't go by the name Sean, we call him Boog. So my youngest brother, Boog, dared me to do it on television. The very first time I played him my theme song, he heard it and he was like, man, that's awesome. And he started dancing, he started doing something like this. And I was like, you look ridiculous. He's like, ridiculous enough for you to do it on TV? And I said, of course. And back then, nobody watched my matches, so I didn't think anybody was paying attention. So right away, I got a guy down and you can't see me. And now I've been doing it for 15 years and nobody can actually see me. I'm actually really invisible. It's quite fascinating.
My name is Lily, and my question is, how do you get into starting, why did you want to start wrestling?
Ooh, well, so I wanted to start wrestling because I've always been pretty strong. I've always been in pretty good shape. And I really, really, really enjoy it. I like to watch the programs. I like to keep up on the superstars. It's something that I enjoy even though I'm not involved. So it's essentially like a dream come true.
Stand up. Be sure to say your name.
My name is Jackson, and I wonder if you ever got bullied at school before.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Not only in school, and as a young man, I was bullied a lot because I didn't look like everybody else, because I didn't talk like everybody else. And it was some very difficult times. Bullying is very difficult to deal with. But here's the thing, I get bullied every day. With the advent of social media and everyone that can comment on your page, a lot of people tell me that I'm really not any good. I've been called pretty much everything. But like I said, my experience with all you guys over the years has taught me great tolerance. And the best advice I can give you for all that, just don't pay it any mind. Certainly tell someone about it, but don't sweat it. Those people really are just wasting their time anyway. And chances are, more often than not, they're going through some issues that they can't really deal with. So yes, I was bullied then, I'm bullied now, but I don't pay it any mind at all.
Hi, my name is Wyndham, and do you like doing animated movies or movies like the Fred movies more? Like not
So, I like doing animated movies because I'm not very animated with my own body. Kidding. I enjoy both. And everyone often asks me, like, well, what do you like more, WWE or movies? Or do you like animated movies? Or doing the Fred movies? It's simply the ability to create and tell a story. It's like one day painting in paints, and then the next with pen, and then the next with crayon. You still get to make art or clay, but it's just different forms.
Have you ever had a dream that you accomplished?
Have I ever had a dream that...
You accomplished?
I mean, every single day. I'm able to live a dream every single day. Although I have this one weird dream that, no, I'll talk about that later, that's okay.
This is a question from Robert, 5th grader. As a kid, did you ever get peer pressured? And if so, what did you do? If you saw someone else being teased, what did you do?
You know, I was peer pressured a lot as a kid. I think I'm peer pressured now as an adult as well. And we all are, guys. You know, we go to school with a bunch of people, and there are groups of kids that maybe we want to be with, and there are groups of kids that maybe we don't mesh so well with. And we always kind of try to find out who we are and where we're going to go in life. And sometimes we let people make those decisions for us. Man, every single time I've let those folks make a decision for me, it has really wound up disastrous. So I guess my advice when it comes to peer pressure is just listen to everything around you and be aware of everything around you, but make your own choice, because then at least you'll be happy with it at the end of the day.
My name is SJ, and can you do 1,000 push-ups?
I can easily do 1,000 push-ups if I start now and end in 2020. But I'm not going to start now. We're just going to speculate that I can do the 1,000 push-ups.
All right, we're going to take one last round of questions. So this is my last question here, and then we'll head over there, and back, okay?
My name is Wesley, and what does it feel like to be a role model out of the ring and in the ring?
That's very kind words. I think that's I owe you a thank you, sir. That means, for someone like you to say that, means you and a bunch of people around you are actually paying attention to what I do, and you absorb the message I send, and it means more than you know. So I mean it when I say thank you. That's very cool of you.
Hi, my name is Nigel Porter, and I'm in the 5th grade. When did you think that you were very famous?
When did I find out I was very talented?
Yes.
So you're saying I'm talented? I think we just became best buds. Thank you so much. I don't know, man. I try to work really hard and do the best I can every time I get a chance, but I'm still looking for that talent. Maybe one day I'll find it.
My name is Angel. What is your favorite thing in the whole wide world?
Favorite thing in the whole wide world besides ice cream and pizza, you ask? That's a great question. I love making people happy, man. It's a really good feeling when you can do something and put a smile on somebody's face. I guess that's why I do all the stuff that I do. I really like making people happy.
This is a question from Cameron in 5th grade. Did you have a childhood nickname, and how did it make you feel?
Yeah, so my childhood nickname was John Cena, which in the world of WWE, with these awesome performers like Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan and The Rock and The Undertaker, they just wanted to use my nickname, so I'm John Cena. I should have planned that one better.
And the very last question.
My name is Antoinette, and could you count how many matches you won?
Say again?
Could you count how many matches you won?
How many matches you won?
I'm sorry, what?
How many matches you have won?
Oh, how many matches have I won? Well, I've won at least 16, because I have 16 championships. And just keep in mind, in the whole winning and losing thing in baseball, if you only get a hit 3 times out of 10, you go into the Hall of Fame. So kind of, if you go by that model, I'm doing okay.
All right. You guys, your questions were absolutely fabulous. Let's give him one more round.
Thank you, everybody. I just want to say thanks not only for your questions, but for everybody being patient. And although I am here now, I'm going to step over there, so legitimately, in the count of 3, you can't see me. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.